Well, Georgia currently is in the market for a brand new offensive line coach. They just filled an open defensive backs position, and it's just one thing that I came to mind to talk about tonight, which is, you know, what's the right salary for an assistant coach in college football these days? Because I can tell you that number has grown substantially in the last decade and this century. It's been an amazing run for not coordinators now, but defense. Excuse me, just this is I'm talking strictly about assistant coaches who are not coordinators. It was released today through a Freedom of Information Act that Georgia's new defensive backs coach will earn $750,000 for this calendar year. Well, not calendar year, but this fiscal year when it comes up in 2000 at the end of June. Excuse me, for the beginning of January. So, beginning of July. So that's what Fran Brown will make. He will make $750,000. Now, Why is that number interesting? Well, obviously, it's a great for him, but that's the number that Jim Donnan, if I'm not mistaken, was paid during one of his years at Georgia. Mark Richt's first year at Georgia, and this is going on memory here, I believe was $850,000 for his first season. He got a bump. It may have been that he made 800, made 750, and got bumped to 850. But of course, soon thereafter, Mark was making in the millions because of the SEC championship. How much more will Kirby make after winning the national championship with the Dogs? That's a great question. We write about that. Well, we write about Kirby's run with the Dogs to the national championship. Make sure you're picking up and check out DAWGSTRUCTION. It's down below. Got a great picture right there of Jordan Davis scoring that touchdown against Charleston Southern. That was really one of the most unique moments in Sanford Stadium history. That the combination of Jordan getting that run and then directing the band after the game. I mean, honestly, it was a magical day at Georgia, and the Dogs run to the national championship. Pick up DAWGSTRUCTION. The link is down below. And we've had a lot of turnover since the national championship game. I'm going off the top of my head, but Dan Lanning taking the position at Oregon in December. Jamal Adai, he's at Miami now. You've got obviously Matt Luke. I'm certain I'm leaving people out that are no longer at Georgia. The wide receivers coach is at LSU now. So you've had some real turnover at Georgia, and you're attracting new people for assistant coaching positions, and the marketplace has continues to go higher in the SEC. I remember in the summer of 2020, I have a fair amount of friends in broadcasting at Disney and CBS, etc. And one person that I talked to very specifically, their view was that coaching salaries were going to stagnate, that they would not continue to go higher, talking about head coaches and to some degree assistant coaches. So far, we've seen that they continue to go higher, particularly at assistant coaches, but we haven't yet seen astronomical things. We've seen some irrational spending at Penn State for sure. James Franklin is not worth the money that he was paid. And then you see Mel Tucker, who took Michigan State to a New Year's Six for the first time since they played Alabama. Is that right? In the 15 season when they lost to Alabama 30 to whatever it was. I think it was 30-0. So sometimes we get a little ahead of things, but with the new contract here for Brown, or the new details of Brown's contract revealed, it just shows that it seems like the basement or the floor for assistant coaches at Georgia is somewhere between $500,000 and $600,000 moving forward. And if that's where Georgia's at, that means that's where Alabama may already be at that number. I don't know. Alabama is extremely secretive, and the state legislature allows them to be that way with their freedom of information laws. But I think you're talking about That's a lot of money, and uh, it's just the new world that we live in with college coaching. The television contracts just exploded. I think that there was thought, not just from my friend in broadcasting, but from athletic directors too, that there would be an adjustment in the amount of dollars spent on coaching. That may be the case nationally, but acutely at Georgia, no, we're not going to see that because Georgia just won the national championship and Georgia is positioning itself to really win. You know, you're, you know, Mike Bobo is not an assistant coach, but he's getting paid $100,000. What's the value of Mike Bobo? It's a lot more than $100,000. What's the value of Will Muschamp? Well, I would argue that it's more than what he's getting paid, which I think is 800. Him and Schumann are 850-ish, something like that. So a lot lower than Todd Monken. Again, talking about what people make, um, it's my global point is that we're continuing to move forward with where we're at in college football in terms of cash. People are uh, people are lining up to get content, live content. That content is college football, the NFL, the NBA, and all these sporting events. That the SEC is the power broker in college football means that they're delivering viewers, which equals to money, and the college coaches, you know, the market is there. But what is the right dollar amount? It's hard to know. I mean, we will soon be at the point where assistant coaches, not coordinators, assistant coaches are making $1 million a year, assistants. And will that be worth it? You know, clearly Georgia is not getting the bang for its buck for Tom Crean, right? I don't think anybody could really make the argument that there's value there. Um, with football, we're going to see as we go just how important the premium is for assistant coaches in this league because it's not going to stop. This is not going to stop, and it's just what it is. I say good for the coaches if they can get it, go get it, and we saw there today that someone did at Georgia. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you're picking up DAWGSTRUCTION. Click the link down below to check it out. We'll see you over on the website.